Good afternoon.
Hi, we're late.
I'm Mary.
I'm Linda.
Piggy Mouse Sisters in the kitchen. We're trying to ice our coconut pineapple cakes today, and we had told y'all earlier that we were going to be on at 11:30. Well, I didn't realize it took us longer than 15, 30 minutes to get back on here. Anyway, we're fixing to icing our coconut with the pineapple filling cakes. Now the cake's already done, the filling's already done. We're just going to icing them and make the frosting. Okay, let's see. The pineapple filling.
Oh, I forgot to get that out.
Okay. All right. We made the pineapple filling yesterday, and we put that in between the layers.
That looks so good. We love pineapple.
So this is what we dress it with in the middle. All right, Linda, have you already got the
I have got the egg whites beat. Mary's
I've got to
fixing to
make
make the syrup to
Yeah.
go with it. And I'm going to finish unwrapping the cakes. I've already unwrapped some of them, the cake layers.
I'm
You can
making that
see.
7-minute frosting.
Yes, Mary's making 7-minute frosting.
I'm using the Imperial extra fine sugar.
You can do these, cook these cakes ahead. You just want to make sure that you wrap them up really good. If there's any little bit of the cake that's showing, if you put these in the refrigerator, when you take it out, that's going to be hard. So you want to make sure that you use a lot of good plastic wrap to wrap your cakes up before you put them in the refrigerator. Now, if you want to put them in the freezer, they can do that too, if you got room. We just don't have room, so we put them in the refrigerator last night, which we didn't need to freeze them anyway because we're going to frost them today. But you can see I've got several layers of saran wrap on here.
I'm putting K-Row syrup. I'm putting water, K-Row syrup, and sugar. And this is how you make your icing.
And we've got egg whites in here, the little cream of tartar, and you can't see it, but the little cream of tartar and sugar. If you can see that, egg whites there.
Now I know there's a Linda, like me and you both have talked about. There's different ways to make this 7-minute frosting, but we just make like a sugar syrup. We use K-Row syrup, sugar, water, and you cook it, let it come to a boil. No, let's see, it has
The string,
Yeah, and that's just something that comes with doing it so many
Yeah.
times to know exactly when to take this up.
And we're using the clear vanilla because we want this frosting white, so we're using the clear vanilla in the frosting here.
Right.
You can use the regular vanilla, but it's just going to give it a little tint to it, and we like this real pretty and white.
Right.
And you can buy clear vanilla in Walmart, Wilton brand. We got this Watkins the other day at the Syrup Festival in Henderson. Of course, it's better quality than, or at least I think it's better quality.
The Watkins,
Yes.
Yeah, I like it too.
And Pampered Chef doesn't make a clear, but
No, I like Watkins products.
I do too. Watkins. Mom and Daddy used to use it when we were
Yeah,
kids.
they did. Yeah,
They
they
did. And you bought some liniment, didn't you?
I
Did
sure
you tell
did.
about that yesterday?
No, I didn't. I bought me some Watkins liniment. Oh, that's an old-fashioned remedy, but I'm telling you, when your arthritis flares up and your joints is hurting, it takes it about 30 minutes for it to start kicking in, but it kicks in and it makes it much better. Hadn't been able to sleep hardly at night because my
Pinky Paul
feet.
used to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, arthritis can be very, very painful.
So it's got to get this syrup to go in here.
Now we are going to have to beat the mixer a little bit, but I guess maybe it's not gonna matter because we can't move the mixer, but I was gonna say you could be working on putting the pineapple
Okay.
in between them while
Yeah.
we're beating it, but it's gonna have to be beat when we pour the syrup in
Okay,
there.
all right, let's go ahead and put the pineapple filling in between one layer anyway, one
Okay.
cake.
I didn't put anything down yet, Mary.
Okay, that's okay. I don't have a round,
And I didn't bring mine.
that's okay. We'll just use my cake thing. All right, I'm gonna put just a touch of K-Roll on that.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
going
Just
to
need
give y'all a
something.
little trick to keep something from sliding. This is just simple shelf paper. If you put that down, and also you can use that in your car if you don't want something
Right.
sliding.
And the reason I'm putting this little bit of K-Roll on here, it's just to hold that,
Okay.
that cake round. Okay, where's the
Oh,
cake
I
round?
didn't open those plastic ones.
Okay,
I'll open them, Mary, if you'll hand it to me.
you can open them while I get some, wax paper out.
These are grease-proof. I think we were talking about this yesterday, wasn't we, Mary?
What's that?
These plastic rounds.
Oh yeah, it's a difference. I had to go to Hobby Lobby to get what I wanted. Walmart didn't have them,
If
and
you're-
that's the coated ones.
Yeah, these are hard as all get out to even cut with scissors. They're very strong. You ready to put that down? Yeah.
I'm just gonna I'm putting wax paper. Well, actually, this is parchment paper. I'm just gonna put it around all the edges. Do that this way. I don't want to put it in there too far because it's hard to get out.
Yeah, I did that the last time.
I've done that before too. Because but that coconut gets all over your tray here, and when it does, it's just hard to get out. It's just a little neat way of. I'm gonna try my best. Won't you put one of those cakes on here so I can pull this
Okay.
out? After you get it on here, it's hard to get that off.
Oh, you gonna put it on the plastic thing?
Yes, I do. Yes.
And do we want to put any icing on that? I usually do.
To hold the cake,
On the plastic, yeah.
we can. I don't usually, but we can. It doesn't really matter.
Does to me.
It does to you, okay. All right, there. Well, but once you get that cake in
Okay,
there,
you tell me if you think it looks straight. It might not be straight.
yeah, I believe it is, Linda. Yep, I believe it. Let's see, it may be a little bit, that way a little bit. Okay, I think that's pretty near in the center. And we got this, you see the wax paper on the outside because it keeps it from getting down into those grooves on this tray. So,
Makes it less messy.
makes it a lot less messy. And then this is where your pineapple, oh, you stirred it for me? Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
This is where the pineapple filling comes in. And this pineapple filling is crushed pineapple, some sugar, and you cook it. You cook it and until it gets a little thick, because the pineapple juice has, it's watery, or has juice in it.
And did you say cornstarch?
And I put some cornstarch in it before. If you're gonna use cornstarch and you're just gonna put it right in your pan, you don't want the pineapple hot. You want to put the cornstarch in there while it's cold, or either that, or if you wait till you get your pineapple hot, then you got to mix your cornstarch with your sugar before you put it in, because that cornstarch will knot up in knots if you put it in
Yeah.
something hot. So it's best to put it in there cold while the pineapple's cold.
That's going to be a beautiful cake.
And I'm hoping I didn't. It was a little thin yesterday, and it's still a little thinner than what it is when I do it, because when you put that cake on here, it's going to weight it down some.
Oh, I didn't bring any straws. Do you put straws in your cakes?
Not 2 layers, I don't.
Okay.
Do you? On the 2 layers?
I usually do, but
With the straws,
takes away a little bit from the cake, putting them in there. So
I've got straws. If you want to.
no, it'll probably be fine like that.
Okay. I think now, Linda, is that about as thick as what you make it with
Yeah.
yours?
I think if you get it much thicker,
It's gonna
run
mash.
out.
Yep. So now, do you turn it upside down with the top, or you?
It
put like
depends
this?
on how I'm feeling. If you
Yeah.
don't, it looks more of a homemade.
Yeah.
If you just stack it on top like that, more of a, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I
If you
do.
turn it upside down,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
more of a.
All right. Now
Liquid
that
type
cake is
cake.
ready to be frosted, and you know what? I don't know what I imagine you do this too. Sometimes I frost the edges of that bottom before I put the top on. Do you ever do that?
I have done it. Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
But I've already put it on there now. So anyway, however you want to do it. If you want to frost the sides with the icing first before you put that layer on, you can. All right. All right. Is that about it?
It's fixing to start boiling.
Maybe put the camera here so they can see. And you can tell this is a 2-layer cake, but I want you to know one thing. That's a big cake. I forgot about this light being
Oh,
on.
we didn't even turn it on. We didn't turn the
We
light
didn't
on.
turn the light on, did we?
Here, let's see. We forgot.
That's the syrup. Well, I'll get it right in a minute. That's our sugar syrup. I forgot to turn that light on. We're not used to using the light.
See, it is running out just a tiny bit.
Yeah, that pineapple should have been thicker. I made the mistake, and I can't do nothing in a hurry. Now my sister's got me beat when it comes to something like that, but I can't do nothing in a hurry. And I was in a hurry when I made that yesterday. And what kind of do you use to do
Just
this
an
icing?
offset spatula. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Like we were using yesterday?
I got 2 or 3 of them.
Okay.
Is that the one you want? Or you want a bigger one?
Well,
I got a big one.
probably
yeah.
a bigger one if you have the big one. If not, we can use that one.
There you are.
Thank you.
Yep, my pineapple is a little bit thin. You have to cool this pineapple before you put it between the layers,
And the cakes have to be cool.
and the cakes needs to be cool. So I'm just gonna put it up.
Here, I'm gonna let you check this icing to
Okay.
see.
Now, do you warm your coconut when you put it in the pot?
I do.
There's some
I don't
flakes.
want it hot though,
Yeah,
because
we should have already done it.
yeah,
Well,
we should have already done it. You don't have to. You
Yeah.
don't have to warm it.
I don't
probably,
every time.
Probably since we're putting it on this, it probably better not to. In case y'all wonder what we're saying, we normally warm coconut in the microwave just a tad, but because we didn't do it ahead of time, we're not going to do it because we don't want to put hot
Okay,
coconut on
can
this
you
cake.
move the camera sideways so they can see what I'm doing here, please?
Yes.
That's probably close enough. You see what I'm doing? When this sugar starts stringing, like you hold it up like this and it starts to stringing, don't you? Is that
Like a thread.
like a thread? I think it's ready.
Okay.
Yeah, it just made a little long thread.
Okay, now,
Now she's gonna have to beat that
I
while I
am,
put
and
this in there.
I think I'm going to move the cake, Mary, if you
Okay,
don't mind.
yes, we do need to move it. Let me move it over here.
I'm going to move this. I don't want to slap something off by mistake.
Right.
Okay. Because we got to get this to going again.
Right. And I'll pour it while you. Let me turn the camera. I wonder if I could move that back a little bit so it wouldn't be so loud. You have, this is after you've already gotten it beat. I pour it slowly, do you?
Yeah.
Have you put the flavoring in there
No,
already?
I'm gonna wait until it almost gets ready to put that in there. So this is gonna take a minute.
Yeah. Don't you beat that about 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Something like that?
So we're gonna do one cake and finish it before we start
Yeah.
another one. Close it.
Yeah.
So we have somewhere to put it.
Right. And you beat this about 5 minutes after you pour your syrup in there. You beat your egg whites. You beat your egg whites stiff, and then you put the sugar syrup in there, and you beat it 5 minutes.
Yeah, it may take longer than 5 minutes.
It may.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, we may have to.
Where are our comments? At swipe to the left.
Yeah, right to the left.
Okay. Thank y'all for jumping back on here with us.
You can take the phone in the living room if you want to, and talk and be away from this if you want to answer some questions.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's see if we see any questions. We'll try to talk loud. Okay, Janice wants to know is that all's in the mixture. The egg whites, the sugar, and crema tarta. And then the sugar syrup is syrup, K-Row.
Water, a little bit of water, K-Row syrup, and sugar.
Yeah.
And that's what the sugar syrup is made out of. It's K-Row syrup and sugar and water.
And the cakes were already made, in case y'all
Yes.
think we baked them. We baked them yesterday.
Yes.
How long did you cook the syrup? That's going to depend. You cook it, it doesn't take long. You cook
No.
it till it strings from your spoon. Let's
I
see.
hope I cooked it long enough. Yeah.
Is it getting thick?
Yeah, it's getting big. I
Okay.
was worried about it for a minute.
This is a 6-quart, 575 horsepower mixer. So it's a pretty powerful mixer.
We double batched it, and that sometimes it just takes longer to beat it.
Yeah.
When you double it.
And Mary, speaking of double batches, there's some things you don't want
Yes,
a double batch.
right,
It
right.
just doesn't
Right.
work. I don't care how big a mixer you got, sometimes double
Right.
batches. With this mixer right here, I can make 4 batches of cookies at one time. But it really depends on the recipe. The cake pans, where are the cake pans, Mary? The cake pans.
Here.
Here they are. These are Fat Daddy-O cake pans. They're 3 inches deep. This is an 8-inch. These come in sizes from a 2-inch, which is basically a cupcake, all the way up. The biggest one I've got is 14 inches because that's the biggest thing that'll go in my oven. If you order these off of Amazon, they're $15 to $20 a pan. But if you go to Tuesday Morning or TJ Maxx or one of the discount stores, you can normally get a pan for like $7.99 or something, depending on what size it is. And I've ordered a lot of them off of Amazon, but Tuesday Morning and TJ Maxx carries them depending on what their stock is. And these are professional cake pans. They're I like them better than any cake pans I've ever used. So this is an 8-inch by 3 inches, what this is here. The sugar syrup cooks the egg whites, so you don't have to worry about it not being cooked. That boiling syrup cooks the egg whites. Right, Mary?
Yeah. Yeah. Linda, you want to test that? I'm not used to making that big of a batch at one time. I just make one batch at a time. I just do one cake at a time and do the egg
I
wash.
think it needs to beat a little bit more.
Okay.
It's getting close to being done.
Okay.
It should hold from the beater and not fall down.
Okay.
Isn't that how you usually test it?
Yeah. I'm gonna go get it anyway.
Did you pass your hand? Let's see here. Yeah, KitchenAids are wonderful mixers. They're good for heavy jobs. We do make chocolate fried pies. I made a mini of one of them. We actually have a video. If you go back and watch our video from our Lee reunion, we made chocolate pies at the lodge there on that video. Frosting is, it's like a cooked egg white icing. It's called 7-minute or boiled icing. Some people say boiled, some people say 7 minutes.
It's almost like a marshmallow cream.
Reminds you of that.
Yeah.
Like if you kept beating this, you would get marshmallows or divinities.
Oh, yeah. Linda, Carla told us our glasses.
Go ahead, I'm too close to it. Sorry about that.
Well, it's going to be that way with mine, even this far back. With the light on, it makes a glare on our glasses.
I'm going to turn this off and let
Okay.
you check it and see what you think.
Where's the release button? Is it big?
I'm
You're backwards?
backwards, so... Oh. Stupid me. You think I never used this before?
There's something that's supposed to lift it up.
No, this one doesn't tilt.
Oh, it don't
no,
do it?
this
Okay.
one does not tilt.
Okay, all right.
The little ones do, but this one doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I
So-
know mine comes.
This is what you have to do. You think that's good?
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Okay,
I
we just
can
need to
feel-
stir a little bit of flavoring in it.
Okay.
We can just do that
You
with
got to
hand.
get this out of your way.
Yeah, I'll move it, Mary. It's heavy. It's heavy.
Okay. All right. Now
Let's
show you.
just stir
See.
in a little bit
You
of
got
this.
the flavoring in there or have not?
I have not.
Okay.
If you'll just pour a little bit in it, we can just mix it.
Yeah.
That looks really
Yeah,
good,
it
doesn't
does. It looks real good.
Try to get it to where you're not getting a bite of flavor and nothing
Yeah.
else. But I think this is going to be really...
Yeah. I think it's going to be good.
We may have to make another batch, but if we do,
Yeah.
we will.
Well, I'm pretty sure we will to do 3 cakes.
Now
Is that
that's
good?
the way meringue should look, or
Right.
not
On the-
meringue, but
the
the
7-minute
7-minute frosted. And if they'll look at this here, see your
Yeah.
your peaks are not
Right.
moving.
Right.
That's good icing.
Yes.
And one thing helped it was having a good mixer to do it,
Yes,
and the other
yes.
thing was making sure that syrup
Yeah.
was cooked at the right time.
Sir, let me tell you something. If you don't cook it long enough, you're going to have loose liquid syrup in the bottom of your bowl. If you cook it too long, it's going to turn into sugar. And that's not good. So it's just that little bit of just, I've made these for so long. I know how to do the frosting. And I have messed up before and I know how to do it. So, you know, you just.
And that's part of baking. Everybody
is.
does from time to time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you tell me what you want to do and or what you want me to do. Tell me what you want me to do. If you just want me to get the cakes unwrapped, move this cake back over here. Here, I'll move that. It'll probably stay better on that. You want this one back over there?
Yes, please. We just have to work it. Let me move this out of the way.
Now the magic's fixing to start.
Yeah. I'll do one. You can do one, Linda.
Oh well, you can do them both. I'll just help you with the making sure you got what you need.
I'm using I'm gonna put, I don't know, Linda, I'm sure you probably do it different. I put it on the side, on the top, and then I work it to the
I do.
side.
I do.
Is
Same
that how
thing.
you do?
Yeah. I sure do.
And then I just work it down the edges. like I told you, I don't talk and work. So if I'm getting a little quiet, it's because I'm concentrating. Are you that way, or?
Well, you know, we're talkers and we talk all
Yeah.
the time, and sometimes I talk to myself when I'm working. And I'll kind of balance this here for you, Mary, so
Oh,
you
thank you.
worry about it. That's so pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Now, if this hadn't been exactly right, it would be falling off of this cake right now.
Yes, it would.
Trust me, we've both
Yeah.
seen it happen.
That's right. Oh, I got that a little bit too thick there. Linda's the decorator.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Mary, your cakes are beautiful.
I can't. I'm not a decorator.
And that's a 2-layer cake, y'all.
I know it's huge.
That's what you get when you use those professional cake pans that are 3 inches.
Linda asked me, "Do you want to make these 3 layers or 2 layers?" I said, 2 layers. My word, I don't want it 3 layers.
That's why I use 8-inch cake boxes, 8-inch tall cake boxes for my cakes, and sometimes they were right up to the top. And these were 2-layer cakes.
It doesn't matter. This does not have to be smooth because we're going to throw coconut on it.
Yeah, we are.
So
Are you through with this for
I
us?
think I got enough on top. What do you think? I think I got it pretty thick.
I think you have. Okay, now you got your coconut.
And that coconut, this gets stiff. So when it's you have to. I don't know if that looks like that's smooth. I mean, round on top. Okay. All right. Now,
All right,
now let's.
there's your coconut.
There's my coconut, and this gets hard, or kind of a
It's like it sets.
sets.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm a little messy with it because I just throw it on there. Do you?
You can't help but be messy with this
Yeah.
because
I
when
guess
you're
I'll do it
putting-
from this side so they
Okay.
can see what I'm doing.
I could put that coconut in a bowl for you. That might help.
There's some little bows up there if you want to. I do it like this. You just pat it on there.
I don't know if this is the right one or not, Mary, but
It don't matter as long as it'll fit. I did a for I think it was Shelly's wedding reception. Her shower, that's what it was, her shower. I did a bunch of cakes and I did a Italian cream cake, and where I did the little pieces of pecan on the edges. And Miranda, my granddaughter, she said, "Memo, how did you get those pecans on the side of that cake?" I said, "Well, you just have to pat them on there." And Linda may do hers entirely different. How do you do yours?
on the coconut,
Yeah.
pretty much what you're doing. You just
Yeah.
have to either
Just
throw
have
it
to-
on there or
Yeah.
press it on there to where
Yeah.
it stays.
You have to pat, just
It
pat it.
smells so good. And this kind of cake, it gets better the second or
Yeah.
third day after it's been cooked.
That pineapple seeps down into your cake.
Anything with coconut or pecans or something, it's always better after it sets a day or two.
And you see why we put this paper on here, don't you? Gets really messy. Just have to pat it on there. We use a lot of coconut. You know, some people just put coconut on the top. I don't do that.
No, we wanted coconut all over it.
I'll tell you what I do, Linda. Sometimes I'll do, I'll do the, I'm dropping this coconut beyond this paper here. I didn't realize I was doing that. I wasn't watching. I'll do a 9-inch 3-layer because they're smaller layers. They're bigger around. And you know what I'll do?
What?
I'll put this, I put pineapple in between 2 of the layers, and then I'll put this frosting in between 2 layers between
Okay.
two.
I think I probably
Have you done that?
before too.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Do you need some more coconut?
No, I've got no coconut. I don't normally make this kind of mess because I'm watching what I'm doing. Instead, I'm watching that camera and not paying any attention where I'm putting this coconut.
Okay, let me get some of this mess out of the way.
I'm gonna let you do the other one. Linda's, as somebody said, Linda's not as messy as I am.
Oh, not something like this. I'll probably wind up being a lot more messier than you are.
Well, I just wasn't paying any attention, and I was getting coconut everywhere.
And when I wrap these cakes up, Mary, you probably do this too, and put them in the refrigerator like we did yesterday. I use one of those cheaper cardboard circles to put under it, but you could also use a paper plate or just
anything. It'll soak up.
Cardboard. It helps stabilize it when you're putting it in the refrigerator. And I wouldn't stack them on top of each other, and you may have to because of space. But I wouldn't. And the other thing is if you've got anything in your refrigerator that has a strong odor, you do not want a cake in it. I have threatened Mike with his life before not to put anything in my cake refrigerator because bacon grease or
odors gets in your
onion
food.
Or anything that's got fish, anything that's got a strong odor, you do not want a cake around it. That looks gorgeous, Mary. Looks very pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, okay. All right. Now I'm going to clean up around the edges a little bit.
Are you going to use different parchment for the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I won't pull that out yet. You might not be ready for me to.
Yeah, I'm ready. Just kind of, I had to wash my hands first, and I did make a mess.
I'll get
This counter, we washed this counter before we got
we did.
Okay.
So do we want to go ahead and set this?
I will wash my hands and take that parchment paper off around the edges.
Okay. This really saves a lot of cleanup when you're using this. And if you don't have parchment, you can use wax paper.
Oh yeah.
I guess if worse come to worse, you could use paper towel, couldn't you, Mary? If you didn't have anything else.
Anything, but you don't want to put this underneath your cake in this round. You put it under the round. If you put it under that cake and you get it icing, it is hard as everything to get that out of there.
Yeah, and you could mess up your cake.
Yep. All right, now. All right, let me get the lid. I'll show them what it's going to. You know what? I knew that was going to happen. It does it every year. I forget about these containers. This container is it's not tall enough.
Oh, no.
Yep.
It's going to mash it. Yep, you're not going to be able to use it.
No, I'm going to use it. I have to cover this cake. It's just going to be the top of it. It's going to be mashed down some.
Once you let it set a little while.
I think I will.
And then mash it down. And that
But this is the way we sell them at church. We have these containers we put them in. But my cakes are usually not this tall. Well, no, I do. But I don't. I actually make my cakes, most of them is in the 9-inch pans. And they're bigger around, but they're not as tall. But I do. I've done it a lot of times, and I just have to mash that top down. But we'll go ahead and I'll wait and let this set a little while first.
Do you need something under that? You got it?
I got it.
Okay.
But this is our coconut cake.
That looks beautiful.
One of them.
Looks beautiful.
I don't know how we're going to make them any smaller.
Well, we
cakes?
We can't because I hope I didn't mess you up by making these
No,
layers this
no.
big.
Well, hey, the cake's going to be good. Whoever buys them, the top, the icing's gonna be stuck to the top, but when you take that top off, you just get a knife and scrape it off and put it right back on the cake. It's not gonna hurt the taste of it one little bit, but it will squash the top of it just a little bit, not much, but a little bit. All right, Linda, I'll let you do this one. Did you, you want me to get you some paper to go on that one?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh, we got to get the things. Did I want?
Oh, yeah, and,
A little stuff under it.
yeah. Did you want to put some cable to keep this from moving? It might not. It's kind of indented. I don't think it's going to move,
think
Linda.
it's okay?
I think it is. Okay, now lift that.
Oh, you want
Yeah.
this up.
Yeah, the board a little bit. Okay. Turn it this way. This is what I cut my finger on a while ago.
Oh, my goodness.
You know how these
Yeah.
wax paper?
Sharp?
Yeah, it's sharp. Okay. One more?
Yeah, one more.
All right. There we are.
Okay, now do you think it needs more pineapple on it?
No, I don't, because it's going to make it even that much
And do you
taller.
think it looks centered on there?
Let's see here. I think it is, Linda. I think it's about as center as it can be.
All right.
Let's see. Let's make sure. Now, this is the problem. This right here. This right here has to make sure it's centered for this bottom lid, because the lid won't fit down in there if it's not. Okay, it's centered now.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that look even?
That looks fine to me. Okay.
All right. Y'all know how I'm about sticky on my hand.
Yeah, I know it. I'll open you some more coconut, because you're probably going to need some more.
Okay.
You probably won't make this big a mess as I made.
And you don't count on it. You didn't put anything under here, did you? You just started with the icing.
Yeah, that's all. Oh, my light went out.
I need something bigger.
Yeah. I thought that a while ago too. Let me see if we have any questions. Okay, we got thank you. They like our cake. And is this recipe in your cookbook? I'm not sure if it is or not, Linda.
There is a coconut cake recipe in our cookbook. I'm pretty
Is it the
sure.
7-minute icing in there?
I may be wrong, Mary, but
I'll
I
look.
think it is.
I'll look. And this, we don't have this on our website. This is
No,
something we
this
thought
is
of at the
just
last
extra.
minute.
We're just doing this to.
We're just doing it because I've had to do it for the church, and we decided we just go ahead and. Okay, I'll tell you in just a minute whether it's in here or not. Boiled frosting, yes, ma'am. Well, it's my fault. I keep unplugging it. I keep touching the switch. Okay, in our old home place, this boiled icing, that's what we call it. It's 7-minute frosting, boiled frosting. That is in our cookbook. And let me see here.
And no, we don't use a thermometer with it in case anybody else
No.
does.
I was going to look and see. I don't think the cake is, but you can use any yellow cake recipe. I don't think the...
Or white either.
or
white
white,
or
yeah.
yellow.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I thought it was.
Yep. The cake recipe is in our cookbook. It's under pineapple and coconut cake, and the frosting is in here. So, yes, ma'am. It's been so long since I looked at recipes in our book, because I just we just cook and bake and.
Now it doesn't matter what I'm doing because it's gonna be covered up anyway. But
She's making swirls on hers.
you think I've got enough icing on it, Mary?
Yes, I think you do, Linda, because you remember this top's got to go on there, and the taller it gets, the.
And we got plenty for that other layer.
We're good.
We got to
Good,
cut
good,
it
good.
and put it in there. But okay, I'm sure that I'm probably doing it just like you did, Mary.
Oh, that's okay. That's what
Just
you have
start
to
from-
do it. Yeah. Now, if you was making a cake that you wasn't putting coconut, you know, you could see all those swirls and stuff better.
Right. It's probably falling down, isn't it?
It is, but
coconut.
it is, but that's okay. It does that. So Pamela Price at the recipe is in the cookbook, and to buy one of our cookbooks, you go to our website. Our website is pinkymallskitchen.com or www.pinkymallskitchen.com is where you go to purchase a cookbook.
And we appreciate all the nice
Yes,
feedback that we've had
yes.
on our website. It means so much to us because we worked very hard getting this done, and not even counting, you know, the cost of it. We really appreciate all the nice comments that y'all have made regarding it.
I was looking to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some more coconut. I'll get the scissors over here.
Want to know, did we accept checks for cookbooks?
I'll let you answer that.
We'd rather you go to our website to purchase.
We're
a
trying
cookbook.
we're trying to get out of doing anything except ordering it on the website, just because it's so much more work for us to do.
Right. If there's no any other way, I mean, we will. If you send
Yeah.
us a check, we will send you a cookbook. But now the cookbook is $20 plus shipping and tax.
Yeah.
So the cookbook.
And it's the tax.
It depends on. That's why
Where
it's
you
hard to
live.
tell you when we tell you a check. We don't know what to tell you about the tax. That's the reason if you go to the website, it figures a tax in your state, and it's $5 for shipping and handling. So it's $25 plus tax. So and that's why we can't. The website will figure the tax for you.
Yeah, we've had people ask us before,
Right.
why do you say this to one and this to another? And it is different depending on where you
Right.
live, because the tax is different.
Right. It's $20 for the book, $5 for shipping and handling, and then the tax plus tax.
Did I miss any,
I
Mary?
think it looks good. I think it looks good, Linda. Just tidy up the sides, and that looks like a perfect cake. It's beautiful. I'm telling you, this cake here. What would you sell this cake for if you were selling it?
For when I had my bakery, this cake would be $40.
So, I don't know what our church is going to sell them for. Our church, we got some old timers in it, and they don't like charging what they're worth.
Well,
But-
the thing about it, this cake here is going to feed probably 20 people.
That's a big cake.
Nice
yeah.
slices.
And you're looking at almost a bag of coconut plus the pineapple.
And people will, and I'm not saying this because I sell them, because I don't sell cakes anymore.
Right.
But people will go in a restaurant and pay $9 for one slice of cake that's a fraction of this size. And this cake, you know, if you, like I said, if I was selling it when I was cooking, it would be $40. But this is for the church, and not, you know, I don't have anything to do with what the cost is. But
Last year, I sold these cakes for $30 or $35 is what I sold them for last year. And that's probably what they'll sell for this year too. Probably $35. It depends. Now, I know our cakes that has a lot of pecans in it. I do know they're a little bit more than that. I know coconut costs money too, but it's just, I guess it's just the way the people views, you know, if it's got nuts in it or not. Okay. So, you ready to take the paper out?
yeah.
hope y'all learned something today
And enjoyed it.
and enjoyed watching us. Cause we're not gonna do another one, right, Linda?
No, we're not. This was just,
We just wanted to
like
show
Mary
you.
said, something extra because we had to do it anyway.
And this is not on our website.
No, it's not.
Not on our membership. Cause it was just something extra.
Okay, so
All right. Well, we'll.
I guess we need to put this over here on the table.
Yeah.
And
We'll just.
then,
Let's put this on the table and let it set a little bit, and then I'll try to put the lid on top. Can you imagine me going to the church with all these cakes? I
you
have
need some
cakes.
help loading this
I have.
stuff.
I
Mary.
do. Chuck, my son, he helps me load my car up. I have boxes that I put the cake inside in case it slides, and then I brace them all around. My trunk's full, and I put them everywhere. Was you ready to do that one? Was you gonna cut that in half?
I'm gonna let you cut it.
Oh, are you? Now, what we done is we had Linda had batter left, so she put all the rest of the mixture into one pan, and it made a huge cake. So what we're
2 layers.
So I told
layers.
Linda, I said, we're gonna slice that thing in half and we're gonna make a cake out of it. It'll be smaller, but it'll still be a cake. So I'm gonna get my bread cutter right here, and I'm going to cut this cake.
And I'll get some parchment and go ahead and put it under here. Yeah,
I'm gonna make a small cut in it first, and then I'll go through and cut it all the way around.
And you want a serrated knife to do that.
Yes, yes. I've done this before. Might not be exactly half, but it's gonna be close. All right. Now I've been all the way around it. Now I'm gonna put my knife in there. Make sure I got it all the way around.
Don't you bring that too close to your fingers. You did a really good job of that, Mary, freehanding it. I don't know if I would have got it that even or not.
Oops. Well, I got my knife started the wrong way over there. You just spoke too soon, Linda.
Sorry.
I got lost my train of thought. Alrighty. See, I put that in there, would you? Put that on the bottom. Now we're gonna put pineapple on that.
Yep. Not exactly know where that little piece went.
That actually goes on this cake here. I'll put it back in there.
Mary will fix it.
Hey, I know how to make it work. I guess we need to show them what.
Let me move the camera. That good?
Yeah. Okay.
Move your pineapple.
This is a little piece where my knife. There we go.
Oh, I think
Wait,
the other
I
side.
put it on the wrong side. Well, still got it lopsided, Linda. What did I do? All right, don't worry about that. Icing will cover that up. Yep. Yep. I turned my cake, my top layer wrong.
Yeah, that's
turned it
real
wrong.
easy to do.
Okay, let me get something, get that pineapple up. Yeah, I messed it up whenever I had my brain backwards when I was putting that added piece in there.
Well, you
Probably
know
would have
what?
been better off to not even put it back on there.
If y'all don't want to sell it, y'all can eat that for dessert over
Yeah.
there tomorrow.
Yep.
Thursday,
Yep.
Friday, whatever day it is.
Right. Yep, I kind of got that one kind of. When I was putting my knife through there, when Linda said I was doing a good job,
I'm
my knife
sorry.
came up on one end. That's what made me cut it. Now, what you said wasn't that. You wasn't. The reason you said that wasn't the reason I done it. I just lost the train of
It's
thought.
very hard to cut a cake in half. It really is hard. And there's little gadgets that we have that does it, but we didn't get them out because we were just doing
Yeah,
one layer.
I've got a thing that saws it happen. You know, that's got a level on it, but I didn't get it out, and it's right there in my cabinet.
But it's not going to do anything with the taste. It's still going to be delicious.
All right. All right, let's get that icing on there.
You just double up on the icing on that low spot.
Yeah, that's what you do. You can't tell me all them bakers is perfect.
We watch them food channels and
Yeah.
they mess up all the time on the stuff. Probably gonna need maybe a little bit more coconut in there.
All right. Well, I'm trying to show y'all how I'm doing, and I can't do that. I have to do it. It's kind of like being right-handed, left-handed. You have to do it the direction that you.
I think they can see it the way you're doing it, though. I think they can. See, for that being a one-layer cake,
Yeah.
that's almost like the
Yeah.
old-timey fashion cakes.
Hey,
They were
this-
about that size,
Hey,
right?
this cake is worth $20. Don't you think?
Every bit of it.
Say this is one we. No, I won't say I messed up on it. I won't say
tastes
that.
even better.
It's just not as big a cake.
Want me to put some more up there?
You can. That's enough.
Okay.
We're gonna have some left, but I've got another cake to do. I'll make some more icing for it. But this is almost too much icing.
Well, you can take
That's
some
okay.
off if it's too much.
That's all right.
Just put it in the bowl here.
I like a lot of icing on mine, but you know, a lot of people don't. They don't eat it. All right. Okay, let me wash my hands.
I think it looks good, Mary. You did good with it.
Okay, let me dry my hands and then we'll put some coconut on it. But I made my edges smooth. You made yours pretty.
Oh, it don't make any difference. Coconut covers it up anyway.
I made a lemon sponge cake.
Yeah, you
And,
can show them them. That was really good.
Well, they just don't look pretty. It's kind of like, it's actually called lemon bars is what it's called. Did you open me up Miss Coconut, some more coconut?
I got some over
Okay.
over here.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's probably enough. And this baker's coconut is so much better than the off-brand because that off-brand is dry.
It is
It
very
is so dry.
It doesn't, to me, it doesn't have any taste
It don't have
to
any.
it.
It's just not moist at all.
We were hitting every Walmart we could find last year about
Yeah.
this time trying to
I
find it.
know. I try to buy it ahead of time because of our bazaar, because we make coconut cream pies. The ladies
Use a
are
lot of coconut.
Yeah.
They'll be making those Friday,
yeah,
right?
they make our ladies at the church makes those early in the morning. They're still warm when people comes to buy them. They're still hot, some of them.
I did the icing for y'all one day.
Yes,
the
you
meringue.
did. Yes, you did.
One
I used to
year.
help with making the pies, but some other ladies does that now. They're younger and it's just they just
They could stand on their
They can
feet
s-
better
yeah,
than old women
right,
can, or
right.
at least me.
yeah.
Now the top's gonna fit on that one, Mary.
Oh yeah. Now I do need some more coconut. I put
Okay.
a lot of coconut. That might be enough, Linda. Thank you.
You're welcome.
A Mama's cherry nut cake. You're going to do that on membership, aren't you?
Yeah.
She's going to do a cherry nut cake. Somebody had asked this morning, did we have that on video? We don't, but we're going to. Linda's going to do that in December. She's doing a cherry nut cake. I think you're going to do the boiled icing just a little different, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I am. Depending
Trying
on
something
how
different.
the one that I do with pictures, how it works, and
Okay.
if I don't like it, I'll just use our regular recipe.
Okay. I told you I put a lot of coconut on this.
Well, I might not have got enough on mine.
Well, yours looked fine. I didn't.
That's beautiful.
Okay. All right. That's just a one layer cut in height, but it's still a big cake. All right. Now I'm going to wash my hands. And, well, I guess I can do it before I wash my hands. Pull this paper off. And we can put the lid on top of this.
Yep, we
See,
sure
that
can.
cake is sliding from there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Did it not?
We didn't put no sticky down.
Oh, you didn't. Or I didn't. I'm sorry.
So, it's going sliding off. Okay. All right, let me wash my hands and we'll put a little top on it and show you the top of fit on that.
That's beautiful.
We buy cases of these cake pops, cake containers.
Didn't quite go on.
You have to pop it down in there. Okay. All right. And this is how we display our cakes. All the ladies in the church get some of these containers. We buy them from a wholesale from the case.
Well, Mary, if you want to put that other cake in one of them other containers, you can. The one that's in the black and white box, if you don't want to use that box.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Now we'll leave your coconut cake in that one because I'm putting your name on it.
So they'll know. So
Yeah.
they'll know it was a wild
Hey,
card.
that cake, that coconut cake Linda made yesterday, it is so moist. I mean, it is delicious.
Thank you.
So, all right,
Are
ladies
we gonna,
and gentlemen.
are we just going to look and see? If
Yeah, let's see if we got any.
anybody that ask any questions.
Okay. So, if y'all in the area, come by and visit with us. The doors open at 10:30. These containers, it's some kind of
Like a paper company
it's
or
wholesale. We buy it off the internet, and I forgot. There's another lady that does the ordering for us. This recipe for this cake is on there, on our videos. I don't remember what month it was.
It would have been last fall.
It was last fall.
Yeah, it would have been
we
last
made
fall.
this cake on a video, and it has a recipe on it. Excuse me. The recipe, to find the recipe on the older, before October, there's a little V at the end, and you just click on it. It goes on. And YouTube, you can find the recipes easy.
And it's in our cookbook.
And it's in our cookbook. So, yeah. So, thank y'all so much. for staying with us for twice today.
Yeah, we really appreciate y'all coming back on, and we didn't really have a chance to get on and look at any of the questions, but we will do our best to answer questions each time we film as much as possible.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
Count your blessings, and we'll see you back again tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's Thursday, and it's Linda. We'll be at Linda's house, but y'all gonna have to forgive me. I won't be on there tomorrow.
No, Mary's got too much work to do.
I've got too much work to do at the church tomorrow, so Linda's gonna be filming tomorrow by herself. So y'all get in there and root with her and hang with her and cheer her on, because she does a wonderful job. So
thank you, Mary.
bye. We love y'all.
We love y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.